At 48, Zhang Songwen became a star, defying the idea of quick success. With hits like The Bad Kids and The Knockout, he's proven his talent. But his journey wasn't easy. From selling drinks to waiting tables, he worked hard for his dreams. Now he's an inspiration for late bloomers everywhere. Zhang's journey started with hardship. Born in Shaoguan, Guangdong, in 1976, his early years were far from easy. "Let me tell you something I've never told reporters," he begins. "When I was little, my parents couldn't care for me, so they sent me to live with an old lady in the countryside. It was there, sitting in a movie theater with Uncle Lu, that Zhang's love for movies began. I watched The Handcuffed Passenger over and over," he recalls. But tragedy struck early in his life. "My mom was a Chinese medicine doctor, always busy," he explains. "I was often with neighbors. When he was 13, his mother fell ill with cancer. We spent everything trying to save her," he says sadly. But despite their efforts, she passed away when he was just 14. Mother's Day is especially hard for Zhang, a reminder of his loss. "I can't celebrate," he admits. "It's too painful." Despite his success, Zhang's heart still aches for his mother's approval. But he finds comfort in the belief that she watches over him. "She is still with me," he says with a hint of peace. After graduating from vocational high school, Zhang held various jobs to make a living. Printing calendars in a factory, washing dishes at a food stall, installing air conditioners, and washing bottles in a soda factory. Later, he became a tour guide, a job he excelled at for 5 years. His dedication and professionalism earned him the title of Best Tour Guide in Guangdong Province and a monthly salary of up to 20,000 yuan, a significant amount at the time. When he was 24, a fellow tour guide asked him, "What's your dream?" Zhang replied, "My dream is to make money, get married, and have children." The girl responded, "A dream should be something that interests you the most and can become your job." Zhang admitted, "That's impossible. My dream is to make movies, but movies are too far away from me." The girl then said, "How is it impossible? You can go to the Beijing Film Academy." Zhang Yimou started studying film at the age of 28. Her words struck him like a bolt of lightning. It was the first time someone had articulated his dream for him and mentioned a place like the Beijing Film Academy. That afternoon, he resigned from his job and bought a plane ticket to Beijing, worried that after a good night's sleep, his dream would slip away forever. He didn't tell anyone he was resigning to avoid being talked out of it. In 1999, Zhang went to the Beijing Film Academy's directing department for consultation but learned they were not recruiting students that year. However, the acting department next door was accepting students. Since directing and acting are closely related, Zhang immediately signed up for the acting program. He tried his best to take courses in different majors, even attending makeup classes. At 25, he was the oldest student in his class, earning the nickname Old Ghost. He was ridiculed by his classmates for his non-standard Mandarin. Determined to overcome this, Zhang practiced pronunciation every night in the corner of the playground, under the pressure of potentially being expelled if he did not master the language within 4 months. During his 2 years at BFA, he was never selected by any of the many production crews that visited the school to scout talent. After graduating from BFA, Zhang stayed there for 8 years as the assistant teacher. Initially, Zhang was being paid 1,900 yuan per month, while his rent was 2,500 yuan, forcing him to borrow money to cover living expenses. He lived in a modest house just outside Beijing, relying on second-hand furniture from friends. To save money, he bought discounted vegetables late at night. Despite these struggles, Zhang never lost sight of his dream, reminding himself of the significant sacrifice he made by leaving a high-paying job for acting. People began to approach him for guidance in acting. He left the academy to open a performance studio, offering tailored one-on-one guidance to aspiring actors. Despite his evident talent, Zhang faced numerous rejections due to his unconventional appearance. He began his career with small roles and often worked as an actor's performance coach. Over the years, he experienced more than 800 rejections, primarily because of comments about his height and looks. He once recalled introducing himself to a director, who bluntly said, "Just by looking at your appearance, you can't be an actor. You look a bit like a dwarf, and your brain is like an ape man." Zhang calmly asked if the director could at least keep his photos, but the director rejected him again, saying, "You can't be an actor. There's no point in leaving your photos." His first significant break came in 2005 with the TV series Qinglong Guai Su. Initially brought in as an acting coach, he eventually secured a starring role. Early roles like those in Empress Feng of the Northern Wei Dynasty in 2006 and The Legend of Yang Guifei in 2010 were minor, but they provided him with valuable film experience. However, his career remained stagnant for years, with only occasional roles, such as in the 2013 film Fake Fiction. Financial struggles plagued him throughout his 40s as he struggled to secure significant roles. Despite setbacks, under his agent, Zhao Yuda's guidance led to notable roles in films like End of Summer in 2018 and The Shadow Play in 2019, which earned industry recognition. However, Zhao suffered a heart attack and died in Jang's home in the same year. His death deeply affected Zhang. Even after the success of The Bad Kids in 2020, financial difficulties persisted. It wasn't until the critical acclaim of The Knockout in 2023 that Zhang's fortunes changed. The project brought him widespread recognition and showcased his exceptional acting abilities. When asked about his income after the success of The Knockout, Zhang mentioned a significant increase, with his tax rebate alone exceeding 1 million yuan. He humorously noted that his newfound popularity had finally started to improve his financial situation. Zhang doesn't believe he has natural talent. He insists that his ability to deliver outstanding performances stems from hard work and life experience. "I don't know about others, but I rely on real life," he says with conviction. His dedication to his craft is evident in his portrayal of Zhu Yongping in The Bad Kids. When Zhu mourns the loss of his daughter, Zhang didn't just act, he immersed himself in the character's agony. In order to present the grief and sorrow of the father, Zhang starved himself for 3 days and did not sleep. Finally, he was able to show the state of being exhausted and on the verge of collapse. When acting, Zhang thought about his late mother and transferred this feeling to the character's emotion to his daughter, thus enriching the character's passion with his own true sentiments. Reflecting on his approach, Zhang explains, "I've done a lot for my dreams." For The Shadow Play, he talked about the crazy things he did to experience the role, gaining 30 kilograms, hiding his identity and working in a small city's construction committee for half a month, lying on an autopsy bed on the upper floor of a pool soaking hundreds of corpses for 4.5 hours of filming, wearing the character's clothes outside the play, using the props of the crew, waking up every day to see his wedding photos with Song Jiai, and constantly hypnotizing himself into. Director Tang. To him, this isn't just method acting, it's fulfilling a duty to his craft. He believes in being genuine, in bringing real emotions to the screen. Unlike many in the industry, Zhang shies away from the public eye. When approached for a variety show, he hesitated, uncomfortable with the idea of exposing his private life. "I'm not good at variety shows," he admitted. "I'll feel uneasy showing my shortcomings." The producer respected his wishes, understanding his need for privacy. Offset, Zhang is a recluse, preferring the solitude of country living. He rarely grants interviews, explaining, "I don't want to be overexposed." At home, he's a picture of simplicity, washing dishes, making tea, and tending to his dog. He shuns mobile phones, spending hours unplugged to preserve the purity of his character's world. On set, he insists his agent and photographer keep their phones out of sight to avoid distraction. Zhang's aversion to fame may hinder his popularity, but it's a choice he's willing to make. For him, the purity of his craft is paramount, and he'll go to great lengths to protect it. Zhang Songwen's recent comments on not owning a house by 40 have sparked conversations about his life and career. In 2020, he shared on social media that buying a home in his hometown was out of reach. A year later, at the premiere of The Pioneer, a reporter revisited the topic. Zhang, with a smile, responded to the pointed question. "Last year, I said I couldn't afford a house, but I was still happy," he explained. "I hope everyone won't judge me too harshly." When asked if his situation had changed, he replied confidently, "I still haven't bought one, but it's not because I can't. I'm just focused on other things right now." It's clear that success has given him the confidence to prioritize what truly matters to him, even if it's not a traditional marker of achievement like homeownership. Zhang Songwen's story embodies persistence and authenticity. Despite challenges, his commitment to his craft and support from peers led to the recognition he deserved, showcasing the power of talent and determination.